Alright, working on this 2014 Mitsubishi Outlander, and I'm going to pull the heads, but I know that I already have from prior diagnosis I've got an issue with cylinder 3's oil ring on the piston. So what I'm trying to figure out today is if I can just remove the piston with the engine still attached. So I'm under the car, and you have to disconnect a lot of stuff. But once you get all that stuff figured out, for example, the AC compressor has to be removed. The alternator is gone because I just needed space for doing other things. I'm taking the heads off. But what I want to figure out is, can I drop these two oil pans and have full access to the crank and the rod bearings so that I can go ahead and pull the pistons out the top when I get the cylinder heads removed. So that's what we're going to work on today. This oil pan needs to be dropped first because there's some access bolts in the upper oil pan that attach it to the engine block. So we got to take those down. They're all 10 millimeters, but there's a couple of tricky ones. So on the crank side, these two bolts right here, it fits real snug against this frame rail. So I had to take a quarter drive ratchet with the 10 mil, and you can snake this up under here and just get the head of it and just break it free. And then from there, you gotta take your 10 mil wrench and give it some baby turns, because what you don't want to do is have the head of that socket get stuck between the frame rail and the head, because then you'll never get your socket back out. Now you could obviously take the motor mounts out. Let me show you. If you wanted to, you could take the motor mounts off and support the engine on the transmission side with a jack, and you can move it up and down, give you some more room. But I want to leave the motor mount in place so the jack's not in my way into the car. So once you back it out enough with the wrench, you can get your fingers on it and just unscrew it the rest of the way out. So those two are just these little guys right here. Not a big deal. The ones that go right there. So normally when I would do this, if I'm pulling the heads and I'm having to replace pistons, I'm just going to pull the motor. But this is an all-wheel drive. So down on the back side, let me show you. Alright, so here's our oil pan. And then behind it, you get your front differential, which goes into your drive shaft back there, and all that has to be disconnected, and you gotta drain the fluid. I just don't want to mess with that if I don't have to, so I'm thinking I can just drop these oil pans and have access. Alright, so I'm just gonna zip off the rest of these 10 mils, go around this lower oil pan. So there's a longer one, we gotta pay attention to where these go. Two long ones in a row. Oh, there's a long one. Okay, I see the pattern here. So these long ones right here, there are ribs right along here. You can see where they go. So out. Now this shouldn't just fall off. So we got a tool for that. I'm gonna try this seal cutter and see if that gets me in there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so I've got it sort of started up here. It's gonna be careful because this is aluminum, I think, but it'll mar easy. Or maybe this is cast and this is aluminum. Anyway, just gotta be careful when you're going through here. But anyway, we'll just work this around until we get the seal broken. So I'm just going to show you, once you started it, now we're coming down. I've already drained the oil before I started this, but I got my oil catch pan here because there's going to be some still in here. Okay, so the upper oil pan should be relatively easy to come off, since we removed these through bolts that connect up here. Then you basically just have more 10 mils that go around. Now over here you've got the motor mount bolts that have to come out. Those are 14s, those ones, and there's another one around the back. So I'm just going to go around the sides and take those off, and then inside here there's two more. Look like both are going to be 10 mils. Alright, I'm going to start with these guys. Since they're up in the engine, I don't want to strip them. Alright, so they're broken loose. Let's see. Yep. That one. That one. Turn that off for a second. Watch your eyeballs. Okay. So I'm going to go through and take all those 10 mils out real quick. Okay, so there's this little 10 mil right here. It looks like it's holding this little shim between the engine and transmission also in place. That's going to have to come out. And then there's 3 of the 14 mil down here. Yeah. And then we should be good to go. Alright, so once you've got all the bolts out, it's recommended to take M10 by 1.5, I believe it is. And there is a screw hole right here. And thread that through here. And then we'll tighten it up. And that should start to separate the upper oil pan from the engine. That's what should happen anyway. Let's see if I can get you set up. Kind of go slow. Don't want to break anything. So right here, I can see it's starting to separate. I don't want to go too fast and crack anything. That sealant, I just want it to start kind of making its way down until I can get a wedge in there or something. Okay. Alright, so I used to take like a putty knife and start to break these seals. And I got this bracket in my way, so I'm just gonna take it off. It's a 14 mil. Awkward. Try to scrape my way through it, and if you get hung up, just get a little tap. Try not to go in too far because you don't know what metals you're gonna run into in there. And I'll put a little more force on this one. Yeah, we're just gonna keep fighting this for a while. Alright, I should be at a point where this is gonna come down now. It took a little extra trying and maneuvering, but okay, there's that plate. Got that, yeah, that little screw that holds that on right there. Well, alright, now we've got this to contend with. Alright, so this splash shield, it'll have to come off, but then when that's off, we should have full access to all the crank. Alright, so these bolts are on here super tight, you know, like they would be. So I've got a impact socket with a long 1/2 inch breaker bar. With that 3/8, it just wasn't enough leverage to go around and do it. So hopefully just taking these off will get us where we want to be. Alright, there's 8 bolts through here. I took 7 of them out. They're all the same size. I just got the last one up here. Let's drop this down. Alright. Let's take a peek. Alright, so here's the transmission side. Yeah, you can rotate the crank now to get to whatever connecting rod bearing you need to get to. And if you need to get to your crank, you would just take off these other bolts here and that would drop down. So yeah, we can get this done from underneath the car without having to remove the engine. I mean, it sucks working upside down, but this is what I wanted to know, that we can do it. So as you turn the crank, it's just going to bring down, you know, the next piston to be able to access it. So cool, awesome. All right, these connecting rods, this is a 12-point bit, so this is a splined 12-point socket that'll fit on here, and this is a 3/8/10 mil that fits on there really nice. So just be sure you've got a 12-point socket that you can use to get these off with. Alright, that's going to wrap this one up. I hope to help you guys out just so you know what you can get to. And if I decide to make a video on actually dropping the connecting rod and pulling the piston out the top, I'll just link the video. Hope it helped you out. Have a good day.